Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Pedigree Radio. I'm your host, Jared Gollnitz. So, the big news for the week is that Unique Bella has been retired. And so let's take a look at the pedigree of Unique Bella, and see who she might go well with. So, to start, she is by Tappet out of the Unbridled Song Mare Unrivaled Belle. And Unrivaled Belle is by Unbridled Song out of Bertrando. And so that already gives us a double of In Reality to work with, just in her female line. She is 3-3 to Unbridled, also making her 4-4 to Fabiano. She is also doubled to the Blue Hen Mare Foggy Note, who is the fourth dam of Tappet, and also the dam of Relaunch, found in the second dam sire Bertrando. So who is Unique Bella going to go well with? Let's start with Gunrunner. And as you know, we have a couple of mantras that were passed down to us uh, from Olin Gentry via Les Brinsfield, and those two maxims are: first, return to the sire the best blood of his dam, and the second of which is it is very, 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 very important to get the key ancestor in the same generation in both parents. So breeding Unique Bella to, let's start with Gunrunner, would give a 5-5-5-5 of Fabiano. As you can see, doubles of Fabiano have hurt nobody who has ever tried it, and so we'd like to see that here. But another good possibility for her is Warfront, and that would give a 4x4 of the Blue Hen Mare Ruby Slippers, who is the second dam of Tappet. And anytime we can get a good double of a solid female ancestor, that is always a good thing. And so with that 4x4 of Blue Hen Ruby Slippers, we would also get more In Reality crossed with Foggy Note via relaunch. And so we feel that would be a great start for her career in the breeding shed. I'd like to switch gears. Before we go to the graded stakes winners, I like to tout local stars here at my local racetrack whenever possible. So let's go to Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood is a local star who just won the Robert G. Leavitt Stakes for 3-year-olds at Charlestown. And Dr. Feelgood is by Fibersond, who was possibly the best $8,000 yearling purchase you could ever imagine for Cynthia O'Bannon and her partner, John McKee. And I just wanted to go look at and on Blood Horse and go to the sales and look at Fibersond's sale history. Not so much that his progeny have gone to sale, because they really haven't, because they're mainly breed to race prospects in they are breed to race prospects here in West Virginia. And so let me go look. And so Fibersond was a 2005 colt who was at a yearling sale, at the Keeneland November yearling sale, as a stallion prospect because he had a slight injury. And Cynthia O'Bannon bought him for $8,000. And well, that was one of the best $8,000 buys ever. Fibersond is a half brother to Kentucky Stallion Speightstown, and he has been nothing short of spectacular here in West Virginia. They bought him knowing that he would probably never race, and they immediately started getting him to a good variety of mares But most notably, he has had great success with mares that have returned Buckpasser to him, and also mares that have returned Caro. And Dr. Feelgood is a out of the Polish numbers mare Happy Numbers. Um, and so what you get is a 4 to 5 of Buckpasser, but through daughters in the tail females of both Fibersond and through Polish numbers. And you get a 4 to 6 of Raisin Native, and the dam of Fibersond, who is Silken Cat, is also doubled to Bold Ruler through Secretariat and Chieftain. So what you get is this buildup of Discovery, you get a buildup of Buckpasser, you get a buildup of you get this big buildup of La Troyenne through Polish numbers and through Unbridled. So it's through the sire lines of both the dam and the sire, but we will take it because everywhere else in the pedigree are horses that are, good accomplices um, to La Troyenne. There is an interesting note here. So further back, it's a little harder to see unless you're looking out, but there is Busher sitting in the dam, who is a granddaughter of La Troyenne through the tail female. So there is more family 23B, which is the family of Domino, that, or at least the long-held believed family of Domino. If you have doubt, if you want to know why I say long believed, go back and listen to our episode with Alan Porter, and he can shed some light on that for you in that episode. So the mare Happy Numbers is tail female to a Jet Action mare, and Jet Action was a son of Busher, who is also found in Seattle Slough. So you get some support from La Troyenne on the bottom of the pedigree too, in addition to Number to Count and Unbridled. And my stallion, Aaron's Way, that I have, was also a winner of the Robert G. Leavitt Stakes. So that seems to be a very good test of quality for horses that run at Charlestown. For getting some good, decent black types. It's a very competitive race. Our next horse that I'd like to cover is, so let's go to the graded stakes winners. And we will start with Accelerate, who is a 5-year-old colt who won the Grade 1 Pacific Classic at Del Mar. And, he's had quite a few Grade 2 wins. The Los Alamitos Derby. Was third in the Breeders' Cup Mile, Grade 1 at 3. At 4, he won the Grade 2 San Diego Handicap at Del Mar. And at 5, he has really stepped it up and put a exclamation point on his career. He's won the Grade 1 Santa Anita Handicap, won the Grade 1 Gold Cup at Santa Anita, and he just won the Pacific Classic. So, the pre-2018 Accelerate was, good as a graded stakes horse, but just couldn't put the exclamation point with a Grade 1. But he has really taken care of business in 2018 and racked up those Grade 1 wins. So, not sure what his prospects will be as a stallion, given his sort of late development. I know breeders look a lot for precocity so that they can, sell the buyers on a quick return on the investment. For 2-year-olds going to the track. But let's take a look at the pedigree of Accelerate. And so there's the usual multiple crosses of Mr. Prospector and Northern Dancer, and But within the 5-5, we get to see the goods, and the goods are really the double of the mare Smartair. Um, so Accelerate is by Looking at Lucky, who is a son of Smart Strike, out of the Belong to Me mare Private Feeling, and by Awesome Again, who is, as we've discussed on here multiple times, the son of Deputy Minister. And so we have Blushing Groom in there, and as we've talked with Alan Porter, one of the best Blushing Groom crosses is Leafard, and Accelerate has no Leafard in his pedigree, so I would say one of the prime targets to work from with Accelerate would be to find mares that have Leafard, that worked well with Gunrunner, and you know I have no reason to believe that it won't work in the future. And Alan Porter said that he's seen the cross work multiple times, and so it seems to be a very effective cross. With Awesome Again, I might want to see some of the daughters of, I believe it would be Bodemeister. No, not Bodemeister. There we go. So maybe some daughters of Ghost Zapper would be great there. So we can get some double up on Awesome Again, and through some sex switching. I think it was Always Dreaming. Was out of let's see, it was by Bodemeister out of the NXS Mare. I'm trying to think of who it was that we talked about. But anyway, if we can find some of those stallions that are out of Deputy Minister Mares, that would be great for Accelerate when he goes to stud. And I'm sorry I didn't have that better prepared. Let's go to Eskimo Kisses, who is the winner of the Grade 1 Alabama Stakes at Saratoga. And Eskimo Kisses is by To Honor and Serve. So, Daughters of To Honor and Serve. To Honor and Serve is out of a Deputy Minister Mare. And, that would be one to look for. And she is out of the Mr. Greeley mare Silver Colors. And so you have Winning Colors, who is a daughter of Caro. And there's a lot to look at here, because you get Northern Dance, the usual suspects of Mr. Prospector, Northern Dancer, but there are lots of sources of discovery in here. There are lots of lines of Native Dancer. There's a double of Hasty Road. There's a double of Buck Passer in the Sire, To Honor and Serve. There's Fabiano. There's Quiet American. This mare could very easily go to Gunrunner. Um, you know, Gone West. I mean, my goodness, he has left a legacy here that is beyond compare. And Mr. Greeley has Hasty Road. It's always good for lash ups with La Troyenne. And one thing that Silver Colors has, who's the dam of our subject horse Eskimo Kisses, is she is a double of Two Bob. And so there's a lot going on there too. Two Bob is one of those horses that seems to do well when she's doubled. She's also from the family 23B, and goes well with lots of different sources like La Troyenne. So you could go any number of ways with this mare. I'm sorry, she's still a filly when she comes to retirement. But to honor and serves second dam sire is Miswaki. So Frankel would certainly be an option for her, and certainly with her Grade One win, she has certainly made herself a valid contender and a worthy mate for Frankel. And so I'm not going to rule her out as being bred to Frankel. Um, let's see what it looks like if she's bred to Frankel. All right. Here's hypomating on our favorite engine pedigree query. And let's go out to 6 generations. So you get uh, lots of buck passer. You get 4 lines of buck passer, so it's a 6x6 to 7 of buck passer. It's a little bit misaligned for our liking, but you take those whenever you can get it. You get lots of the Nasrullah Prince Quilla lash up, and we've covered that several times. But as you go through the pedigree of this family, this family's been very productive, and one of the reasons for that is the lash ups of Prince Quillo and Nasrullah, and you can continue that indefinitely by going to Frankel. Frankel has at least 2 lines of Prince Quillo through Prince John, and so there's lots to like there. Would also like to see this mare maybe get some distorted humor blood. I realize that distorted humor is probably at the end of his career, so we're going to start looking to his sons or stallions that are out of daughters of distorted humor, and I would like to see that happen here as well. But the mating with Franco looks pretty good. You get a 4 to 5 of Miswaki, and so I like that combination there as well. But there's a lot of good variety in the rest of the mating too. A lot of good outcrossing. All right, so let's move on to another one here. I'm going to probably butcher this pronunciation in French, but Fatal Bere, a French bred, who won the Grade 1 Delmar Oaks, which is a turf race, important to note. And what strikes me about this pedigree is that it's a very close inbreeding of 3 to 3 of Rainbow Quest. I'm going to kind of ignore that for now. Not really ignore it, but at the same time, I'd like to kind of see this mating go in a slightly different direction for turf. So Fatale Barrere is by Pedro the Great, who was by Henry the Navigator, who was the son of King Mambo. And so the dam of her is Mofa Bear, and she was a daughter of Sumarez, and who was the son of Rainbow Quest. So that's where you get your 3 to 3 of Rainbow Quest. Rainbow Quest is the son of Blushing Groom, so if we can kind of go the opposite way and get more Leaf Art in the mix, maybe breed her to Gunrunner. But I would like to see her, if possible. I see a line of Green Dancer through Pedro the Great. I want to see what this looks like because I have a feeling there is a nice little click here with Malibu Moon. With Green Dancer in the mix there, and that is not to be ignored. What this also gives you is Seattle Slew on the very top and Seattle Slew on the very bottom, because Fatal Bear's third dam sire is Seattle Slew. And so you also get these lines of Green Dancer, who is the second dam sire of Malibu Moon, and the second dam sire of Fatale Barrer's sire, Pedro the Great. And so I really like this prospect with Malibu Moon, if he's still in production by the time she retires. I know he's kind of getting up there in his age. Um, he is now 21 years old, so I would like to see this mare go to Malibu Moon before he retires. A couple nice doubles of Hyperion, fairly close up, 6-5. You don't see that a lot, so there's really a lot of old blood in this particular filly's pedigree, and you know, there's also First Landing in there. So I would love to see her go to Speightstown for more, Mr. Prospector crossed with Stormcat, crossed with Hildine, um, and and you know, another good cross would probably be Kitten's Joy, and maybe Big Blue Kitten or Medaglia d'Oro. For some reason, I had a note about More Than Ready in here, but I don't think that's More Than Ready. Um, so anyway, I'd like to see Malibu Moon here, and then also go to I'm sorry, Leaf Bard is also in here. So this mare is also another good. I didn't see this until I blew out to 7 generations, but this this mare is also another example of the Leaf Bard Blush and Groom cross. And so there's certainly a lot of credence to that cross. So it's had plenty of examples of greatness lately. So I would say let's keep that going anytime we can. Um, so Irish River is in here through Henry the Navigator. Um, Riverman. So I would say any Sons of Street Cry would go well here. There's Herbaget close up through through Rainbow Quest. And so there's a bunch of different ways you could go, but you know, I really like Malibu Moon here. That's all I can say on this one. All right, one more. So let's go over to Fashion Business, who is the winner of the Grade 2 Del Mar Handicap, which is an 11 furlong turf test. And here we see Frankel get more Buckpasser and more of Buckpasser's genetic equivalents, Hail to Reason, In Reality. And then Fashion Business also picks up even more La Troyenne with Unbridled. It is kind of unfortunate that Fashion Business is a gelding, but so he won't be breeding on. But we can use his pedigree to learn some lessons. And so, Frankel's crossed on Empire Maker with Lord at War. So you get a little bit of action similar to American Pharaoh going on. Let me look up American Pharaoh's pedigree again. Yeah, so a lot like Pioneer of the Nile. Yeah. And so the Dam Icon Project is actually bred basically on the same cross that Pioneer of the Nile was crossed on. And, to top it all off, um, our subject horse, Fashion Business, he's tail female to none other than Her Highness La Troyenne herself. And La Troyenne continues an uninterrupted 92-year reign of sheer dominance in thoroughbred breeding. And that's all we have for today. So please join us next week where we may try to do a live cast on YouTube with video and where you can maybe see the pedigrees that I'm looking at online along with the audio. So we will possibly give that a try next week. So tell your friends. We have a good, solid showing for our show and a good, steady audience, and we'd like to keep that going. And so, if you know of any stallion farms that may be interested in sponsoring our show to help keep it going, um, appreciate any referrals you guys can make to your friends in the stallion business, especially in the heart of Kentucky. So until next time, this is Jared Gollnitz from Pedigree Radio.